Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rabbi Kolakowski, the Koblenzer Roof. I'm here driving home from work, and some folks asked me about, if I'm worried about backlash from people like Yosef Mizrachi and Yaron Reuven. And I've had my issues with Yaron Reuven, particularly in the past. But Afal Piche, I don't consider him a Russia. I don't consider, I think his approach is not the approach of Deracher Darchinoim B'chol Nesi V'Ser Sholem, which is essential to a Torah Derech. But he's a Shemer Torah Mitzvahs. I'm not going to say that he's a phony or this or that. He's just, as much as he talks against the Tzionim, which is good and proper, he acts like them. He has that Israeli mentality, that really tough, Sabra mentality, and that's the way he communicates. And Mizrachi is even worse than him. And I would give, but I'm not saying anything, negative. Really, they're both Shemer Torah mitzvahs. They're both, part of Klal Yisrael. They're not epikarsim, but a lot of Rabbanim have made it clear that they don't welcome them to come speak, and a lot of Rabbanim have said, don't listen to these people. Why would you spend time listening to them? And I'll be honest, I play videos for the guys who identify as Jewish in the institution where I am, and every once in a while I'll play one of their videos. I'm not against it. I'll upload them, share them with the other prisons. I'm not that opposed. I think it's good to have a diversity of opinions and approaches and so forth, and people can be exposed to diversity and make their own choices. It's not, we have in the prison, we have Muslims who insist they only want to hear a message if they are Salafi, and that's it. If they're not from the Salaf, they're not from the Ummah, almost, except the Imam that we have who works for us, he's not Salafi, but so he is from the Ummah. But I'm just saying, like, it's almost like that. Meaning, if I play some of these other speakers, it's almost haram. And Baruch Hashem, in Zidin Sinish Tezoy, Klal Yisrael, we've always been a community where there's machlekes, and there can be machlekes l'shem shemayim, and machlekes l'shem shemayim, a disagreement for the sake of heaven, is sacred in our religious tradition. So if we embrace that and recognize that, we can accomplish a lot. So these are things to have in mind. When it comes to how we operate, and so I know people were upset because Yossi Mizrachi was saying something about the Holocaust victims and that some of them were Jewish, and I think part of it, he doesn't seem to be a very intelligent person. Listening to him and to Reuven, what little I've listened to them, they don't seem to be tremendous Talmidei Chachamim. They just seem to be able to talk and talk and talk, not even really particularly talented speakers. And I think perhaps the misunderstanding could be, even though the claim a lot of people are saying is that he's saying that a lot of these people, their mother wasn't Jewish, especially in Germany. There might have been some intermarriage. There really wasn't that much intermarriage, even in Germany, to tell the truth. So it was a small percentage of those who were killed for being Jewish who who might not halachically be Jewish, but I think it could also be he's misinterpreting the fact that in the camps it wasn't only Jewish victims. And so we talk about 6 million Jews, but there was about at least 5 or 6 or 7 million people who were killed for other reasons in the death camps and other concentration camps. So, these are things, and they try to identify him as somewhat of a Holocaust denier. I was thinking something interesting. You hear about the anti-Semitic canard of Holocaust denial, and I wonder why these same people don't deny other genocides, Rwandan genocide, Khmer Rouge, Stalin killed, and Mao Zedong, and all these other genocides. I mean, there have been many genocides that have been, have their deniers. The Armenian genocide, the Holodomor, I think it's called, in Ukraine. And there have been these denials of genocides throughout history, which means it's not necessarily anti-Semitic. But it's interesting, part of the claim of a lot of the deniers is that it just couldn't be, but we see that there were larger genocides that killed more people, so why aren't those being denied in the same way? And obviously there's either something anti-Semitic or political and so forth in that, is the general answer. There could be other reasons, so maybe it's not so obvious, but that is what seems obvious to me. Anyway, getting back to these two gentlemen, I would not call them Rishoyim the way that they call other people Rishoyim. I wouldn't call them wicked and this and that the way they call other people wicked, but we see what they do, how they have to identify everybody according to their standards, and that's it. What else are we going to talk about here? So I would not be offended if they wanted to attack me personally, make videos about me, like my friend who is a little bit, who definitely is a tzaddik, but he might be over on Alti Tzaddik Harbe, and it causes some tsuras in his life, and has, and still does, and in other people's lives that are connected to him. And I've been asked to talk to him about it, but I know he won't listen to me. And I feel bad about that. And I know you're a tzaddik, and so is this. And I'll admit that I'm a Russia, and I have a lot of problems in my life. So, but to say I'm not a rabbi, I don't know. I mean, rabbi is an English word. You want to say I'm not a rebbe, I'm not a ruv, I'm not a rabbi. Conservative reform, you can also spell Reish Aleph Beis Yud. I'm at least like them. I work as a rabbi. That's what I do professionally. So ich will sich unriefen Koblenzer Ruf. That's my business. And every rebel in Borough Park, there are some of these little rebelach who are big tzaddikim, and some are just normal people, and they're also good, nice. They're also amich kulam tzaddikim. They're nice little tzaddikim, little rebelach. Was a schlecht, You don't have to be negative, and so too, these guys, Mizrachi and Reuven and them, they do their thing. I don't forgive them. Go ahead, do what you do. I find it a little amusing, and I think it points to his own insecurity, how Yaron Reuven has to put on his videos the logo of the Igad Rabbanim, to show off that he's a chaver in the Igad Rabbanim, which just means he can send in a $75 check and show that he has some kind of smicha that Rav Manik smicha that is not that hard to get, and that he's if he's a Rav in the shul, that there's a mechitza. That's all it really takes. It's not that difficult to be a member of the Igud Rabbanim. So, and I'm also a member of the Igud Rabbanim, but I don't put their logo on my videos, But Shalom Al Yisrael, you want to do that, I don't forgive you that, but again, it's demonstrating some kind of insecurity. But I'm insecure myself. That's why I wear a beaver hitting the Beckett show, because I'm insecure, right? Because I know I'm not big enough for Talmud Chacham, so I have to dress like a rabbi to be a rabbi, right? Thank you for watching. God bless you. Like, share, and subscribe, comment. We'll see you later.